Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to episode 527 of the DrunkNerds Podcast. And as always, I'm Tyler. And joining me, we have the man, the myth, the legend himself, Sir Colonel Gables. What's up, buddy?
Tell you what, I get myself kind of a scare since my computer hard crashed on me while we were recording the previous attempt, but I'm good now. How are you, Tyler?
I'm doing all right. Yeah, it was a little. Well, I at first I was on my end, then like I found out it was on your end. I'm like, okay, well, like that's a relief a little bit for me, but it sucks for you. And then it was like, luckily it was like, I'm like, well, luckily this was the like we're like not the live version we're recording, and this happened because it's like, then I got to stall for. I could stall for like 30 seconds, a couple minutes maybe, but like, yeah, it was like not 20. But yeah, we were only like a minute or two into the podcast, so this is take 2 of episode 527. Hopefully there will be no take 3, because now it is 12:55 in the morning here. So, yeah. So anyways, we are doing this. This is like a little extra special episode because we went super long on the the Game Award episode. So if you want like full thing on that, check back to episode 526. Came out Saturday night, Sunday morning for you guys. And then here's us with we're doing a little midweek here. This should be a little mini episode. Nothing like this isn't gonna be like a full one. At least hope not. Let's find out. We'll see. But it's kind of covering kind of what we've been playing. Some smaller news topic here. But Gables, I'm gonna start off here. I had a really good joke that you laughed really hard at, and I burned it on the episode that no one will ever see about cleaning yourself in the shower and you clean the bits and then it accidentally goes off. Man, that was a really good joke, and it's gone now, so gone to the internet ethers. But telling Gables for the before on the original podcast that not only did I beat Callisto Protocol, I platinum Callisto Protocol. I was telling you that I got I beat the game and I got there's 27 trophies. I got I had 25 of them, whatever. I was just missing beat the platinum and then also the trophy to beat it on the hardest difficulty level. And then there's there was a glitch where you can basically you beat the game and then you can change as soon as you beat the final boss. There's a little short thing you got to do afterwards, and then as soon as you get to that point, as soon as you get done beating the final boss, change it to the hardest difficulty, and then you can just do that. It's literally just there's no fighting or anything, and then sometimes you might do it it might take a few attempts. I got it on my second try, so I got fuck it. I mean, I wasn't really planning on it, but I was like, oh, well, I got all the trophies, so I might as well just go ahead and do it. And the trophies are not really, I mean, all the trophies are pretty, I mean, you pretty much get them throughout the majority of the game. And then it's just a matter of a couple of them are some of them are just based off of up skills, getting better skills and stuff like that, focusing on certain weapons. And a couple of them they do perfect dodges, stuff like that. So it wasn't super hard to get. But anyways, I beat the game, and I was talking about last week where I was a few hours in, and I was kind of I was kind of going through the motions where man, there's a lot of stuff I like about this game, but also not a lot. There's a lot I'm not liking, but a lot of things I'm not liking, and it definitely I would say after that point, a little bit after, it started clicking for me more, where at that if you would ask me 3 hours after 3 hours, I would say I'm a 7-ish in this game, 7.5 maybe. And now I'm not gonna sit there this is oh man, this is top 10 for sure. It might be, but it went from this is a game I'm gonna play and probably never think about really again, or until the sequel comes out, because man, they can they build upon this, man, it could be a really great game. Yeah, now we are after that point, I don't know how long the game it took me to beat. I would say 8 to 10 hours range.
Okay.
Figures Gables, we finally get going, and now my fucking AirPods just died. So give me a second. But this is the episode from hell.
The episode of technical errors.
Yeah,
brought to you by Tyler Courtney's AirPods.
Yeah, and your fucking computer. So don't blame this on me, you son of a bitch. Give me a second here. Now, I can't hear you, so I don't know what Gables is saying about me right now. So hopefully it's nice things. So hopefully I gotta switch the audio around here on Skype so I can hear Gables. But I think some of the things that really clicked for me more was I started liking. I always liked the world that we were in, but I think like I started looking at more like you get to like some different areas, and I love the environments of these different areas, and like they start like introducing some more like stealth elements to it, which weren't like, it's not like the greatest stealth mechanics ever, but I thought it worked really well. Like it really added to like, that's when the game turned more into like a survival horror. Like the horror really elements really stuck out more than the previous parts, where it's like it's still like it's a horror game, but it's more of an action horror game. And definitely you get to the point where like it doubles how many you will go from being only able to hold 6 items to 12, which made a huge difference, because that was very frustrating, because it's like it's got all of like the frustrating elements to me of like the Resident Evil games, of like the like holding on to certain items, but like there's no safe room or like lockers you can go to and like store stuff in, so you could literally only carry what you had. And then we get back to like when you find the reforge thing, where you can use to like upgrade your weapons or buy new guns, stuff like that. Like you had to find those throughout the story. So it was like I was constantly like, all right, fuck, do I want to carry more ammo, or do I want to hold this compressor thing that I can sell for a lot of money and use to upgrade my items? So like that definitely helped quite a bit too. And like I only really focus on like throughout the game, you get a pistol, you have a stun baton, and then a little bit later in the game you get a shotgun. And like you can find schematics to buy new weapons and stuff like that, but I didn't buy any of them. I just focused on like on my stun baton. That was the first thing I focused on, and then like I focused on upgrading the two weapons, the main weapons you get throughout the game. So that helped too. Or like I would say if you're playing this game, one of the first things like is save up your money, save your money until like with your baton, because the game is melee focused with your baton. It's like it's melee first, and then it's like shooting second. And you can like combo you're shooting with using the stun baton with the melee combat. But the first, like one of the things I recommend you get, it's like the second one you can buy. You have to buy something before you get to that one, but it's like the enemy can block your attacks, and then if they block it, they can like kind of do like a counter punch type of thing. One of the abilities you can unlock with stun baton is you can break their arm with the stun baton. And that was a fucking game changer for me, where like I unlock that and they block it, break their fucking arm off, and it's like you just keep going, and it kind of continues to stun for them, so you get more shots in. So that was a huge advantage as well. And then on top of that, like you have the grip ability, where like it's kind of like the zero gravity thing, where you can like grab stuff and move it, and like you can grab enemies and like you can grab enemies, pull them to you, or you can shoot them off of ledges, or shoot them into like there's like spikes in the wall or whatever. And something I did, like I wish I would have done earlier, was like because I focused on like my baton and my weapons before I went to it's called the grip, is what it is. But then like you can only do so much, and then it's got recharge over time, and but you can give like you have a bigger battery life, and you can like quick changes like so it recharges the battery faster for it, so you can do it more often. And then also you can like make it so it's like you can shoot things further, or it does more impact when you shoot them into a wall or something. And like I wish I would have like focused on that earlier, because I really in the second half of that game started focusing on that. So I would say honestly, like you're playing this game, first two things you focus on: stun baton, getting that, like doing more damage, breaking the arm, and then the grip, focusing on like doing like having a bigger light, like a bigger battery, and then also like the recharge. And then for like your main weapons, you get like you start off with a pistol. One of the first things I recommend with that one. So I would like kind of like mid max it a little bit, but then like focus on the stun baton and then the grip after that. But like with the pistol, you like the second ability you can lock is like make your what's it called, like you can carry more ammo. So you don't have to like So that's the thing I would focus on with those things. But definitely made a big difference in like I like I said, I love like the once you you get into like this different area, like you start like getting deeper into the Callisto, and like learning more and more about the story and like what's going on here. Like I love like the atmosphere of that. I really like the story that was going on with the characters. Like it's not like top notch, it's not like gonna blow you away, but for like I'm fascinated. I like these characters, I like the development we're getting here. And like definitely like once I got better with the combat and I got better with the dodging, like oh my god, like I love that it flowed really well. There's still frustrating points like I was talking about last week where like the checkpoints were kind of frustrating. Where like
Yes.
sometimes they checkpoint you and it's like I gotta replay this whole section again, really, or like even like checkpoint you and then it's like I gotta go back and like I gotta go break all these things open again, like to get all of the items. Like I'm not even fighting a boss or fighting an enemy here. It's like, and then I gotta go and like upgrade my stuff again. Like why didn't you checkpoint after this? Or like, and then like one thing that really like the checkpoint, I wish I was checkpointing like 20 seconds earlier. Was like twice where like you had to fight like a boss, and there was like one of the boss fights where it's like you had to fight like a wave of enemies, and then there's like a little bit of a lull, and then it turns into then like a boss comes over and it turns you have a cutscene introduces the boss. But in between that lull there, I healed, and when you heal, what's very frustrating is like basically once you're in a fight, it's almost impossible to heal because when you heal, you like your character kneels down, he injects this like injector into his neck, and it takes like 6, 7, 8 seconds, which doesn't sound like a lot, but like in a fight, it's an eternity. So I got frustrated because like I did that in that lull, and then I got introduced to the boss fight, and then I died in that boss fight, and then when it started up, rebooted back up, and it started me right at that boss fight again, but it didn't register the fact that I healed, so I had little life. So I had to I had to do this boss fight like 12, 15 times because like one hit killed me. So it was frustrating because I'm like, I basically had to do this whole fucking fight without getting hit once. So like it just made it that much harder for me, where like I was getting frustrated. And that happened to me twice in this game where like it just kind of like it checkpointed me at really bad spots, like in the middle of a fight, but it didn't register the fact that I healed in both these situations.
So was there any aspects of turning off the autosave type of thing?
No, there is just autosaves.
Oh shit.
There's like you can manual save as well, but like it just does autosaves. So I mean, I didn't see it, but I went through the options. I didn't see it, but I also wouldn't say I went and looked for it either. I mean, it's definitely one of those, but it's also like it's it's checkpoints you throughout the game as you do. So I mean, it would suck though if you died and then like you haven't manually saved in an hour and then it shot you back to the beginning. So I don't know what else you can do there, but that was pretty frustrating. I hope they like fix that with some patches maybe or something. But like I thought overall, like, man, this game, like, it actually came together really, really well. Like, I think it's a really good game. It's not like I said, like, I don't think this is like, is it like a go out and buy now at $70? No. But I do think like, and like I said last week, like if Dead Space and Resident Evil 4 were on the horizon, like I would say like, yeah, definitely. If you want something that like you're missing, that you have that void in your life and you want that kind of game, like definitely pick it up. Like, I mean, this game does a lot for me too, because I'm also like a space nerd. So it's like, I was talking about like last week where it's like, man, there's some shots in there where you just see Jupiter in the background. Like, oh, this is fucking gorgeous. And this game is stunning. It is one of the best games I've ever, like graphically I've ever seen. But it's definitely one of those games where it's like, it's a linear game. There's not really much you can do. The new game plus doesn't come out till I think February. So it's like, if you beat the game, there's not really much to do. And like I said, like I 100%ed it pretty much by accident. Like really, like I found all the audio logs and stuff like that. Like, and then a frustrating thing is like you find the audio logs. And I'm like, oh, okay, I wanted to hear the backstory on this, but you can't move and listen to audio logs. So you have to like just sit there. So I'm like, I listened to like the first two. I'm like, well, I'm not doing this anymore. So I never listened to the rest of them. But yeah, like I'm definitely like, man, if they're able to make a sequel to this game, like, if they're able to build upon this, like this game could be fantastic. I'm talking about like Dead Space 2 levels of like fan-fucking-tastic. So yeah, I still really like this game. It definitely grew on me as it went. That last boss fight was not great. I think, but like I heard the boss fight, that last boss, not that it was bad. It's just like, it's kind of came out of nowhere as far as like what it was. And it's definitely, yeah, like I agree with that. But like, I think like having that in the back of my head, like kind of like lowered, like, oh, I was expecting way worse. And then when I got it, I'm like, okay, it's not that bad. Right. But I think like if I had not known that, like I could definitely see where people are coming from that. But yeah, I really like the game. I would definitely say it gets thumbs up for me in the end. Like I said, like I don't recommend, like I'm not gonna say run out and buy it $70, but like, man, like I would say definitely, like if you're a fan of like a Dead Space style game, you want a survival horror game, and you see it out there for like $30-$40, like down the line here, or like maybe it's Christmas, like way closer to Christmas, it's on sale. Like, yeah, for sure pick it up because this game is very good. But like also I would say like if you're wanting that like that Resident Evil or Dead Space where it's like it's built to replay multiple times, like this is not that. So this is probably a game you're gonna play through once. There is a season pass with some DLCs coming later on next year, but yeah, like that. This is like definitely like a game like, so like I'd say if you can buy this at a store and then trade it in, do that. But yeah, like I said, in the end, really good game. But I think for me, I was like disappointed because I was talking about earlier this year where I was like after seeing that gameplay, I was like, I had like this is game like I'm like this was like I was looking at this like a game of the year contender, and now I'm like it might make top 10. But like not to say like no, like I said, this has been a fantastic fucking year for video games. So no disrespect to that game. But yeah. Anyways, Gables, I do want to mention one other thing, Gables. And this is very important.
Yeah.
I hope when you looked at my trophies, I got a little scared. I hope you didn't see what I was doing.
Okay.
Gables, I did it.
And what's that?
I finally fucking did it. I beat Death Stranding.
You actually fucking beat Death Stranding.
I beat Death Stranding, Gables. The monkey is finally off my back. I feel like Steve Young after winning the Super Bowl. I got the monkey off my back. I beat it today. That's why I asked you to get on Skype late today. It's because I was beating Death Stranding. So people I don't know, I have had a love-hate relationship with this game. Not really, barely like hate, very, very hate relationship with this game since it came out in November of 2019. I've gone back to this game multiple times. I think this is my fourth attempt going back to this game. And yeah, because I played it when it first came out, and then it was early 2020, and then it was early 2021, then late 2021, and now here. So fifth attempt going back. I've just continued my save on. And I remember telling Justin a while back, my best friend, because he loved the game, and I grown up a Kojima fanboy. I'm like, man, like I keep playing it, and then I finally hit a breaking point of frustration. I get so fucking mad playing this game, anger, pure rage playing this game that I finally just get mad, turn it off, delete the game off my hard drive. And I've been like, I've been saying forever, I'm gonna finally beat this game. And I told Justin a while back, I'm like, it's like I told him where I was. He's like, dude, you're in the home stretch. He's like, you're getting there. And it's like I told him, like, man, I got so fucking mad. He's like, yeah, I get like that one's frustrating. You get past it though, it gets a lot easier. And I gotta say, he fucking lied. I was so fucking mad, Gables. This game was so fucking frustrating. I hate playing this game. I love Kojima self-guiding. I love the art direction. I love the directing. I love the art. I love I'm so fascinated by the story and these characters and all the Kojima-isms that are in this game. I hate fucking every time I play this. Like anytime I got traverse, there's like it definitely gets a lot more actiony in like this part of the game. I end up having only like 5 hours left. I did play through the vast majority of this game on very easy though. But man, like it doesn't really change a lot though. It doesn't it definitely you don't like fall over as much. You have to focus on that, but just like traversing is just so fucking frustrating. Or it's like, man, you're just walking for 20 minutes and it's like I gotta walk up this fucking snowy mountain at a fucking fart's pace up this fucking hill. And it's so fucking I went over there. It's too steep. I just slid fucking 50 yards down this fucking hill. And it took me 5 minutes to get there. Now I gotta do it all over again. Or oh cool, I got a bike, so I a motorcycle, so I can go faster through this area. But every little tiny fucking pebble on the ground, it gets stuck on. And it's just like it's so anger inducing. Every little thing you do is so fucking. Oh my god, I was about ready to quit it twice, but I was like, I'm so close to the end. And I finally beat it, Gables. I beat it today. I was like, that trailer came on. Like we had the Death Stranding 2 trailer, and we got to see the Metal Gear looking fucking thing. And I'm like, God fucking damn it! I'm just like, my plan was to go back eventually and play this game. And then I was like, I'll just boot it up, get to that one. My plan was like, because like we have a couple games coming out this week that I want to play, that are new games, and I have other games that have come out already that I've yet to play. I'm like, let me just get through this really shitty part, because like I know like if I can just get past that and then stop the game, and then like I know like next year sometime I can I beat that really really frustrating part. So now I just gotta get through the rest of it. I beat it and I'm like, oh well, that was really great. I love that cutscene. Cool. I love these characters. I love the cutscene. I love all this stuff. Cool. And then like there's a couple good sections here, some really awesome sections of like just character development, cutscene, stuff like that. And then next thing I know, I'm like, and then like, oh man. But then like I'm just gonna spoil it. Like the last part of the game. The whole point of the game is you're literally going from the East Coast to the West Coast, and it's just frustration point after frustration point of walking, and getting stuck, tripping over every puddle along the way. And then the last thing you got to do in this game, Gables, is you got to go back from the West Coast to the East Coast.
Oh my God.
And that was that. And it took me like, I'm not kidding, Gables, over an hour to do that.
Really?
And I took shortcuts. I Google searched, so that's the best way to go around, because I don't want to go through that fucking mountain again. I don't want to climb over that fucking mountain, because I'm not kidding, Gables. That mountain area, that area takes up several hours, and it's just you climbing up this mountain as slow as fucking possible. So, and then like, yeah. So, anyways, yeah. Oh my God, I'm so fucking mad. But I ended up beating it. I hate this fucking game. I don't recommend it. It took me 33 hours over 3 years to finally beat it, but I beat it. I'm happy to finally get, like I said, I'm Steve Young yelling to get that monkey off my back. It's off my back. This game will no longer live rent-free in my mind. I can be happy again. I haven't been happy in 3 years. Maybe that I could finally be happy again, Gables. But yeah, I'm gonna probably buy Death Stranding too, though. So,
and that's a great segue into the next game.
yeah. I also played the Forspoken demo, and it seems pretty good.
Yeah.
But yeah, Gables, what have you been playing, buddy?
All right, so definitely there are a couple different things, and it's going to be kind of a quick shot thing in that regards. I did download like Power Rangers Battle for the Grid off of like the whole PlayStation Plus extra stuff. Jason David Frank, when he passed and stuff like that, like, okay, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to play something related to Power Rangers. So I started playing that fighting game. I actually went through the arcade mode a couple different times with about 5 or 6 different characters and stuff. And the initial thing that I ended up like rediscovering is how cheap sometimes the AI can get, especially when you're like on the normal difficulty. Because there are stints where I'm playing against like the AI and stuff like that. And the game itself, it has a lot of various type of freedoms and how you can go forth and like try to juggle your opponent into like specific combos or doing other types of combos and stuff. The one thing I absolutely hate about a fighting game, that if the CPU is pulling off moves to where it's automatically getting you into a combo to where you're basically locked into a combo until you have like a sliver of health, yeah, that pisses me off.
Understandable.
And yeah, there were definitely a couple different moments with that. What's kind of hilarious about it is the online portion of it. There's a couple people that are on there and stuff like that. I think I won like about 10 to 12 ranked matches, I think, on there in that regards against other people on PSN and stuff. Those guys were easier than some of the AI going through and like doing their whole bullshit in regards to like just doing their near infinite combos. Not exactly that, but like it would be up to a point and stuff to where my team of 3 would go up against like a CPU's team of 3, like while on normal difficulty in arcade mode. I'd be doing well, and all of a sudden I get trapped in sort of like specific type of combos to where they're like whittled down to like about a chunk left, or completely just take out my character and stuff like that, like one wrong move and this and that. So there definitely is some like balancing issues I have come across with that game, but I did have a good amount of fun because I got adjusted to playing as the Green Ranger, the Ranger Slayer, and also Magna Defender. Quintessentially, I have like an aggro kind of like rushing player with the Green Ranger, like long, like a distance and stuff, like projectile stuff with Ranger Slayer, and also like an anti-air thing with Magna Defender when you're doing like an up neutral in regards to, no, a jumping neutral type of attack and stuff with X. But I have my fun with it, though. But at the same time, it's one of those games where I want to play a little bit of it, but I pretty much have deleted it off my hard drive and stuff because I have other stuff I wanted to focus on too. But before we started recording the podcast and stuff, I showed Tyler the transactions that I did end up making at my local Walmart because these games were on sale. And I mean like almost clearance level sales here. I picked up 3 games. I got the game that I had been playing this week also, Sonic Colors Ultimate. Got that for like $15 and stuff, which I think that was a pretty good deal in
Mm-hmm.
my honest opinion. I got Spider-Man Miles Morales for $20, and also I got Sackboy: A Big Adventure for $20. Both of those games I've been eyeing, obviously, because they were early launch PS5 games. I had been interested, but yeah, we'll be playing those eventually and stuff. But I wanted to get into a little bit of Sonic Colors Ultimate. So essentially, what it is Sonic going through a bunch of different levels and stuff, collecting wisps, going through a bunch of different like courses and stuff like that in order to stop Eggman from like just enslaving a lot of the people on Earth and stuff. So it's like how Sonic games are. The story is usually the weakest aspect of it, but what you have here is a bunch of these different wisps that do a bunch of different abilities, and sometimes you'll progress in, like a certain portion of a level by just like unlocking these certain wisps and stuff, like from the other levels and stuff in the different worlds. So how it's structured is you have a central hub, right, to where you've done like a couple of missions and stuff, and then it's like a tutorial type of world. Then you have like about, I kid you not, like about 6 or 7 more worlds and stuff that are surrounding around it that you can go into, and then ending inside of a, with the end of it being like a boss battle and this and that. So got through the tutorial world, got through the boss and stuff. There's a bunch of collectibles inside here if I wanted to go back and do that, but it's also pretty fun. I mean, it's not fairly frustrating. It doesn't have any type of like popping issues or frame rate drops or something like that. I know the Switch version of this game has received a lot of criticism in regards to its technicalities and stuff. So I avoided that one. I got the PS4 one that was on sale. And there was a patch that I did download before playing the game, but I'm happy to report in terms of the gameplay stuff, it plays fine. It's nothing like terrible or anything of the sort. I do love the level design, and this is remastered from the original like Wii U, no, the original Wii game, I should say. But there's not any type of like motion controls or anything else that's like present inside of this version of it. Not clear if the original one was like that, but what I'm saying is this is definitely a game I would recommend people that do like 3D, sort of like actually like 3D platformers or something like that, and especially if you want to pick it up for dirt cheap, because this is definitely like a better alternative than say like a Sonic Forces or like some of the other stuff. So I would definitely give people a recommendation if like they do like playing the occasional Sonic game and want to play something a little bit different.
Yeah.
But other than that, that's pretty much what I've been playing.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Sonic Gables, did you hear about the hubbub on the internet this week about the Game Awards Players Choice Award stuff?
Oh, absolutely. I was hearing that there's all sorts of different all sorts of different bot issues in regards to the fan favorite award for the Game Awards and stuff, and it was between Sonic Frontier players, like no, just Sonic fans and Genshin Impact fans. It
Yes.
was quintessentially, it's like Sonic Frontiers was leading the charge and stuff like that. Genshin Impact players and stuff wanted to try to go for the battle suit. And jokingly, Keeley said upon that reward of that award announcement and stuff, "Yeah, we got rid of all the bots, and Genshin Impact wins it."
Yeah. Um, Gables, I'm gonna say it.
What?
I think Sonic fans might be the scariest fans on the internet now. They've taken over Star Wars fans. Um,
Wow, that's definitely a jump.
um, I made there's that YouTube. We had a podcast a while back, and I titled it "Sonic Fans Are in an Abusive Relationship."
Oh
Um,
boy.
uh, I'm gonna apologize. Please don't kill me. Um,
Were people coming after you for that?
no. Well, it did it got a lot of dislikes. I'll say that. But I don't know if you saw Imran Khan on Twitter.
Right.
He posted that he voted for. All he didn't talk shit about Sonic at all. There was no talk shit about Sonic tweets. He literally all he said was he was rooting for Genshin Impact and he voted for Genshin Impact.
Okay.
Oh my god. Several Reddit threads were made about him, and not
Okay.
in a great way. A lot of bad things were said. He got a lot of he got a lot of DMs. He got a lot of tweets sent his way of people being mad at him. One person tweeted a video of them cutting their wrists because he voted for Genshin Impact.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
So, Sonic fans, I'm sorry for what I said about you being in an abusive relationship. Maybe you're abusing Sonic. I love you. Please don't hurt me.
I'll be perfectly honest with you, man.
Sonic Boom is a great game.
Oh, for God's sake,
There,
Tyler. But to be perfectly honest with you guys, it's like, hey, if you want to dislike our videos or like our videos, that's perfectly fine and stuff. But if you are even thinking about harming yourself because of a stupid award from a show, you need to get some psychiatric help.
Not even an award from a show. The fact that somebody on the internet said they're going to vote for another game.
Exactly.
Yeah. So,
exactly.
Anyways, Genshin Impact won. So, but wow. Speaking of Sonic, Gables, and maybe more reason why Yuji Naka deserved this. Ladies and gentlemen, we got him again. Yuji Naka's been arrested again.
For what?
For insider trading. He did it again, Gables. He did it again.
Okay, what the fuck? I mean,
So,
he did it once, and all of a sudden he gets arrested again for doing it.
Yes. So people don't remember. He got arrested for was it the Monster? Not Monster Hunter. What's the?
Oh
What's
God, Dragon
Quest. Yes.
Treasures.
Yeah, he did the Dragon Quest mobile. The studio that was making a mobile game. He did insider trading. He bought a bunch of stock in the mobile company that was making that. Well, he did it again, Gables. With that one, he did about $20,000 in stock. With they did it again with the people that made the Final Fantasy VII First Soldier mobile game that's being shut down next month. He bought nearly $1 million American in stock, and maybe not the best game to do that with. But he did it again. He bought a bunch of stock in them right before they announced it. And I don't know what he sold it for, how much money he made, but yeah, he did it again. So he's been arrested again. So a bad week for Yuji Naka, you know?
Yeah, no doubt.
I mean, I said this a while ago. He deserved it alone he should be arrested for Battle Wonderworld. Now, I think what he's done to to the society, with people cutting the wrist because Genshin Impact won an award, he deserves even more. I think he should go to prison for that. On top of that, just for making people psychopaths. So yeah, I mean, what happened? What's happening, Gables? If Shigeru Miyamoto gets arrested, I give up on humanity. Like, he's all we got left to this point. All right, we gotta like make sure he's not breaking any laws, and if he is breaking laws, we need to cover him up because I don't want anything bad happening to that man. I really don't want anything. I really hope we find out. I'm sure he's done some dickish things in his life. Nobody is perfect. I'm sure for all we know, he might actually be an asshole. We don't know that. But I don't want to know if he is. Let's forever pretend that he is a national hero. And like I said, if he's done anything terrible, if he's murdered some people, which, let's face it, probably likely, he's probably murdered some people, Gables. Shiggy's probably killed some people. But you know what? So, you're gonna have to take the blame for that one, Gables. We're gonna have to.
I don't think so.
For Shiggy, you're not gonna do that.
I'm not taking a bullet for anybody.
Wow, not even Shiggy. The guy that brought you Mario Odyssey.
Oh yeah, of course.
I mean, I guess he did bring his sunshine, so I guess it evens out in the end.
That evens out. Nice.
Yeah. But yeah. Like I said, I just Gables, you got anything to add to this one? It's fucking wild.
I'll be perfectly honest. At this point, I'm not surprised at all.
I mean, I'm shocked. He did it twice.
He did it twice soon after he got arrested for the first time doing it. How moronic is that?
Well, he did. So he did it. Like, he wasn't like arrested and immediately did it again. But it's just funny that he did it more than once, and for mobile games that ultimately weren't huge hits. But yeah. Also, Gables.
Yeah.
River City Girls 2 coming out December 15th.
Yeah, happy about that. I mean, I didn't think it was going to be like releasing in time like for this year, but yeah, December 15th, that's the last official game that's going to release for actually for both of us for the whole Fantasy Critics stuff.
Yeah, I got a 22-point lead with no games left, so
Yep.
we're kind of close. I was actually doing. I was like, oh, I won, and then like a bunch of more reviews came out for Callisto Protocol and dropped it
And it
from as
dropped it down
it
from
dropped
like
it from like
77 all the way down to
yeah.
70.
So it was. I was like, oh, okay, I've locked this in. So yeah, looked today. I'm like, what the fuck? So yeah, it's not. It's definitely.
So it is possible that I could go through if the game scores a 92 or higher, or
Yeah.
it could be maybe a few points short. I mean, hell, I went into this thinking that you already won the thing because of how terrible Pokemon Scarlet and Violet rated in that
Mm,
regard. So I took the L for that one. But at the same point, it's just that thing where it's the last game. We're almost at the tail end of this whole fantasy like critic like
yeah.
stuff. We're obviously going to be making some adjustments for the next time we
Yeah.
do that. But oh my gosh, yeah, I'm incredibly excited about that game going through and releasing and stuff. It looks fairly fun. It looks like it's going to be promising and stuff. And because of that, the original game is on sale right now for
50% off.
probably 50% off. There's a game trial going on Nintendo Switch Online that people can download and try, and you can get 50% off of the game from there and stuff. And it's like, yeah, Way Forward puts out some good. Way Forward has actually led to some great like fighting games and stuff like that, like beat 'em ups and all that other stuff. And I do trust their quality of stuff. So it's like River City Girls 2. It's been slow, it's been methodical and stuff, but hopefully this is going to be a fantastic game to sink my teeth into.
Yeah. So pretty exciting news for you. And then I think we'll end it on this one, Gables. Microsoft announced, Phil Spencer tweeted out the other day that if obviously if the Activision deal goes through, that they signed a 10-year deal with Nintendo to put Call of Duty on Nintendo consoles.
Okay.
What the fuck are we doing? Like oh boy, I get it. This is a we're playing chess right now. Where it's like, hey, Microsoft's like, hey, look, we're playing ball. We're willing to do a 10-year deal with Steam, and we're willing to do a 10-year deal with Nintendo. We offered a 10-year deal to PlayStation. But I really want that deal to go through now, Gables, just so we can see.
I do.
Just so we like, I really don't care if the deal goes through. But like, I really just want the deal to go through just so I can see if the fuck next Call of Duty game on a Nintendo Switch. Like, I almost want them to hold off. I don't want to Switch Pro now. I want to see the next Call of Duty come to Switch. I just want to see what happens. Like,
Oh my gosh.
it's gonna be cloud,
yes.
but it's gonna be fuck. I just want to see how it runs.
Yes, I understand that. I mean, I understand why they wish they initially went through and like made the deal initially, kind of like what you were saying though. What's kind of fascinating about it is like, yeah, from thinking about it and stuff like how the logistics of how this game's going to work, but it's more or less like Sony's response from it that really kind of sealed it for me, which is kind of hilarious. It's like, oh, they're mostly a family console. It's mostly this and that, you know. It's like this is fucking Sony going
Yeah.
through and saying this about Nintendo, even though Nintendo has had products out in their devices that are less
You ever search
child friendly.
just search hentai on the shop? Yeah, I mean, I know that stuff is like easy, like clicks and clickbait and like thumbnail
Yeah.
bait on YouTube and online, but I've been ignoring. I'm so fucking tired of hearing. Like, we don't talk about it on the podcast because I'm so fucking
Yeah,
tired of hearing about it.
absolutely.
And most of that shit that's being said, it's like there was like the whole thing about like Sony saying that like they basically said like Battlefield's not good, and like Xbox saying that like Call of Duty isn't actually that important to gaming. No, that's not like Phil Spencer and Jim Ryan and those people saying that. That's like
No.
the lawyers are saying that. So it's like,
Yeah, it's the
it's
lawyers that are
funny.
overall saying that, yes.
yeah, it's objectively funny when you read it, but it's like also when you add context, it's like, it's just like these people that don't know anything about video games just saying shit. Like, they're literally like Xbox talking about how they don't have good first party games and Sony does, like shit like that. Yeah, I don't.
I think what's the most hilarious part of this entire thing is the only company that really does not want this deal to go through is Sony. And it's
Yeah,
hilarious because it's like they know firsthand it's like they're losing like a
yeah,
multi-million-dollar fucking
yeah. I mean,
sales exclusive.
yeah, you can't blame them. I mean, like, I totally understand like why they're doing it. Like, and it makes sense. Like, obviously, like this thing I said this a while. Like, one of the last times we talked about the podcast, like earlier this year, where it's like they're just trying to get as many, like, they're gonna lose and they know they're gonna lose, but it's just a matter of getting as many concessions out of this as they can. And I mean, the FTC is now like suing to like kind of block it, and like they kind of even mentioned like sometimes they know that like when they do this, they know they if it went this
They
went,
know they lost.
yeah, if this goes to the court, like they know they legally couldn't win, but it's a matter of just like putting it, like it's more of just about like settling in some of these cases, or just like putting as many blocks on some of this as they can, like putting as many more blocks in where maybe they give up on it. And like we've seen like the FTC like really crack down. Just this year alone, they've vetoed 2 of them. One was like there's literally 2 like companies in the world, like in the country left that like we have like military contracts with, and they were going to merge this year, and they stopped that because that would literally create a monopoly because there'd only be one. So that's good. We don't want monopolies. And then there was another one this year. I can't remember. There's Penguin something. Basically, the 2 big book publishers in the world, or in the country rather, were going to merge this year, and they blocked that one as well because it's like they're 1 and 2, and there's no one even close.
Right. The differences between those and then what we got going right here, it's like for those, it's like those were the only 2 companies that were trying to merge into one and stuff. For example, with the gaming industry right now, it's like there's multiple different different like developers and studios.
I agree. Like I'm not saying like this is like of course these are those are apples and oranges, but it's like I was saying like it's not unprecedented for them to stop this from happening.
Right.
I do think eventually it will still happen. But like obviously like we don't want this to continue. It's like obviously it's like with Activision, it's like the company is so like fucked up right now with like literally being sued by the government, and then also you have the issue where like they have shut down every other studio they have to just pump out Call of Duty content now, to the point that like there's not gonna be like they're so fucked up that there will not be a Call of Duty game next year. So it's like they make one game, and it's like they can't make it next year. So it's like they have nothing left. I know they have like Blizzard to keep them going, and they have King as well. But like I think the game, I could see like. So something that was interesting was like I was trying to like understand more of this. Like I'm not a lawyer. Like I still probably understand it to like a 10th of what I should. But like something I was kind of from my understanding is like, so when Disney bought Fox a few years ago, when they bought them, basically part of like what was agreed upon was like when they bought them was like, okay, you can buy all the IPs, you can buy the studio, stuff like that, but you can't buy the stations. So like, basically like, so that way, like, so Fox is still its own thing. Like the Fox, like television networks, Fox News, Fox Sports, FS1, all that stuff, all its own thing. Like, so Disney couldn't buy that. So that's part of like, so we've seen these concessions that have been made. So maybe they make a concession where it's like, cool, you can still buy this, but you don't get to own Call of Duty, or you get to own Call of Duty, but like it's still got to come to PlayStation, but whatever. But I think it's just funny when like they announce this deal. Like obviously we're not stupid. We know what they're doing here. Like they're doing this as like a fuck you to Sony. And like I don't blame no one can you blame PlayStation for like they don't want to risk losing this IP, even though I don't really think anytime soon that it would become a exclusive, because like.
Well, no. If Microsoft is willing to go through and do these 10-year like deals and stuff with multiple different things, it's like they're not going to go forth and do like exclusive like things right away in regards to like what they're going through with their deals of and stuff. But there's nothing really blocking them in making separate types of Call of Duty games and stuff for the specific platforms in general.
But like I think it's just like I could see though like like why they want to prevent that, because who knows like. Because if they lost, that's a big loss for PlayStation. Like a big part of like when the tides turned going from Xbox One to PS4 was the them getting that deal from Call of Duty in 2013 to go to PlayStation. That was a big deal. I mean, like they already like were winning at that point, that generation early on, but like that was a big swing for them and kind of turned Call of Duty from being the Xbox game to being more of a PlayStation game. So I could see, obviously understand why. And then if it went to Game Pass, that would, like, they can advertise, hey, yeah, you could pay $70 to go buy on PlayStation, or you can just pay $15 or whatever it's going to cost in a few years to $20 a month to come over on Game Pass, get on Xbox, or play it on your PC with PC Game Pass, whatever. But I still think it's funny that they advertise this deal where it's like, you didn't really have to because it's like, I mean, the bar is pretty low about putting games on the Nintendo consoles at this point. I mean, let's fucking
Yeah.
face it. Like, you just go in there, you just look at anything. It's like, how the fuck did anybody like double check this to make sure it's okay to be on here? And I'm not like they're all pretty. The bar is pretty low on all of the on Steam, Xbox, PlayStation, all of them. But it's just funny when they announce this 10-year deal. When it's like Nintendo's like, all right. I mean, you didn't even have to tell us you're putting it on there. You could just put it on there. We wouldn't even probably noticed. But yeah, I just can't wait for this game. Like, whatever the next game is going to be. Who knows? We obviously don't know the details of the deal. I don't know if they officially said.
It probably wouldn't even come to the Nintendo consoles up until like maybe 2024 in general
Yeah.
anyway.
Yeah, I mean the next one wouldn't be till 20, but it's like, are they like? Is it just like Call of Duty Mobile they're bringing? Like what is this going to be? Like, are they actually talking about the next 10 years of like mainline stuff? I don't know. I'm fascinated to see it, and I can't wait to see it because it's gonna be fucking hilarious. I can't wait for the Digital Foundry videos on these things. But yeah, I think that's gonna wrap it up for us, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like, follow, subscribe. Click all those. Look down in the descriptions down below. Click on those. Follow us everywhere, please. Like I said, share with your friends, tell your friends. 5-star reviews, whatever you can do. Really would appreciate it. It helps us out. Helps more people see us when you do that kind of stuff. But I was Tyler.
And I have been Colonel Gables. Until next time, everyone, have yourself a fun time, play some great games, and listen to more episodes of the Drunk-Nerds Podcast. And yes, even you, Sonic fans.
Yes. Please don't hurt us.
Sonic 06 sucks. See ya.
If you are really mad about that, I have Gable's address and I will sell him out to save my own life. Bye, guys.